Coach, Jalen, thank you. Hey, by the way. What's up, Coach?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Jalen Brunson, just continuing to be a threat through the league. What's the biggest thing in terms of defending him?
I just can't give him the same look every time down. Can't relax. He does a great job moving without the basketball. Does a good job creating separation. Got to defend without fouling. And got to give him different looks. Got to keep him off balance. Got to keep their team off balance. The timing of their offense is really good, especially with there's certain coverage, and they seek a certain coverage every possession. So we got to try to we got to fight to make that difficult.
The last time you guys met, OG Anunoby wasn't part of the deal. So just in terms of the dimension that he adds, what have you observed as far as Anunoby is concerned?
His threes, his offensive rebounding, his physical individual defense.
Joe, Jrue gets the extension. Aside from just being happy for him for getting the contract, is there any kind of like reaction that? A sense of calm? Is there any kind of thing where, like, because it got done before the playoffs, like it removes a distraction? Is there any sense of that for you or for the team?
No. I mean, the entire year. I mean, I don't know when the negotiations started, but no, there was never. I think he does a great job of handling that, so I'm not worried about that at all. It's good to have him.
Do you feel like, does it make you feel like better as a coach to say, like, I know I've got this team for the next 2-3 years. This is the squad, basically.
Yeah, no,
which
absolutely.
is rare in the NBA.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. It's a good point.
Joe, he said this morning that, you and him, I guess through your conversations, you've been able to kind of change his perspective on the game or just kind of give him, like, insight, thinking the game as you've talked about this year. What have those conversations been like with him throughout the season, just about adjusting to his role and, even just getting used to being here in Boston?
I mean, just kind of free-flowing conversations, in the game, just really trying to get on the same page about how we decipher the information that the game is providing and what the possible options are, to, have that. What are the solutions? What could we go to? What do you see? Why are we doing what we're doing? So, and then I enjoy talking to him about anything other than basketball. He's got a wife, kids, a lot of hobbies, so I enjoy talking to him.
And obviously the Milwaukee game, the 2 free throws, even just the reduction of free throws around the league, in the second half here. How much, Adam Silver said, a couple of days ago that they communicated that with teams, the emphasis that they were going to be. How much were you able to anticipate that and adjust to it, once it started happening, just the different way that the game was called midway through the year?
I mean, I didn't really put too much thought into it. Yeah.
Hi, Joe. There's been a lot of talk in Europe about your visit to Man City and the influence of Pep Guardiola. We were just wondering if there has been any other soccer coaches or European sports coaches that have had an impact on you as well.
I would say the EuroLeague in general. I think for the last 10, 12 years or so, there's always been kind of that relationship. As far as the things that are being played over there, the cutting, the pick and roll spacing, I would even say the fouling, when it's at the end of a game. So some of those trends have, gone back and forth between the two. So no one in particular, but I think the way in which the lens of, the EuroLeague game is kind of coached and managed, I think is something you can always learn from.
Okay, and there's no outside chance of you getting the Liverpool job in place of Jurgen Klopp?
Atlanta won today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-0. It's a big one.
Thank you.
We just need to lose one more so we can get a top of the table, right? Yeah.
As a Chelsea fan, I don't support that. But Jrue, he said that you've helped him grow in his perspective of the game. He's been in the league a long time. I guess considering you talk so much about perspective and kind of the mental side of the game, what kind of compliment is that to you and your approach to coaching that a player that long into his career could feel like he's had an epiphany?
Yeah, I think similar to the rest of the guys, I think it says more about just his open-mindedness, his wanting to be coached, his wanting to, reinvent, to develop different perspectives. And so I think it says more a lot about who he is and who the guys are. It's been a really open-minded group towards just finding ways to constantly, grow as a team and get better and kind of learn, from the process and not necessarily from the result, So I'm grateful for that.
Coach, whenever Tom Thibodeau talks about your team, he'll start with Jaylen Brown, or Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but he'll always say you can't forget about Derek White. What is it about Derek's game that allows him to make the impact against whatever opponent he has?
Just his pick and roll combinations, his ability to obviously affect both ends of the floor, offense and defense. He has the ability to make plays when he has it. He can make catch and shoot shots when he's spaced. Any combination of his pick and roll, whether he's a handler or the screener, is relatively efficient because of his versatility. So, can play both sides of the ball and makes people around him better. Thanks.